What's up everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm back with another Halloween set. In today's video I'm going to be doing a Pennywise Hello Kitty inspired set. I really put that work in with this set. It took me a long time to do, and I know you guys wanted to see like more nail art and stuff, so that's why I decided to do a set like this. So I hope you guys like it. We're just jumping right into the video today. So as you can see, I'm prepping my nails as always. I'm using 1 coat of Mia Secret dehydrator and 2 coats of Young Nails protein bond. I shaped up my nail tips off camera. I'm just doing like a regular square shape. I used the long no C curve nail tips. I just cut them down like a lot because they're really long. So the base on these nails is going to be acrylic. So I'm going to start by building up this nail with this milky white acrylic color that I mix up. All it is like 1 scoop of Mia Secret 3D white to 2 scoops of Mia Secret clear acrylic. This one I kind of added a little bit more white, so it's like not as milky, but it's still less bright than just using the 3D white, if that makes any sense. So like I said, I'm just building up this nail with this color. I'm not going to encapsulate it or anything because it's fine just like this. I've been using that new acrylic brush from Shein and I really like it so far. The only thing that I don't like is that it kind of loses brush hairs, but it was pretty cheap, so I can't complain about that. Usually when I build up my nails with acrylic, I do a 3 bead method. So the first bead is at the free edge of the nail to build up the free edge. The second bead is where the tip and the natural nail meet to start building the apex, and the third bead is a cuticle bead to further build the apex. And that's kind of like how I do it. I just focus the acrylic where I need it, and if I need to go back in and add any acrylic, I do that. But usually I get the perfect apex and the perfect amount of thickness towards the free edge. On this nail I'm going to be doing an ombre, so I'm applying the milky white acrylic at the tip of the nail, and then I'm going to be doing the ombre with Cover Nude blush from Mia Secret. I have all these colors linked in my Amazon store. You can check the description box for the links to each category of my Amazon store. But yeah, I'm going to be doing an ombre with this color. It's a little bit sheer, so you kind of have to work with the acrylic to blend the colors, but once they blend together it looks really nice. So the first bead I apply where the tip and the natural nail meet, and I blend it down into the tip color. Then I go in with another bead up by the cuticle, blend that down into the previous bead and into the tip, and then I just add like little beads to further perfect the blend. And I'm going to go ahead and build up this nail with Cover Nude blush using that same 3 bead method. For this nail, I'm just going to go ahead and build it up with some Mia Secret clear acrylic because later on I'm actually going to be painting it black with some gel polish, and I'm also going to be encapsulating the ombre nail. You always want to encapsulate your ombre nails so that when you go to actually file your nails, you don't file away the blend. So I did apply the product on that nail a little bit thinner when I did do my ombre, so that when I encapsulate it, it has the same thickness as the other nails. To encapsulate this nail, I'm going to be using a 2-bead method. So the first bead, I'm using it to build up the free edge, and then the second bead, I'm using it on the nail bed to build my apex since I applied the product thin like I mentioned. And I'm also going to go in with another really small bead on the first nail since it was looking a little bit sheer in that area. Now that the base on the nails is done, I'm going to go ahead and start debulking them with this 180 sanding band. I'm using my drill on 18,000 RPMs. I'm using my new Melody Susie nail drill and dust collector. Everything is linked in the description box, by the way, if you're wondering. But yeah, I always start by debulking my nails first and then shaping them last. So I'm going around the cuticle a few times to seal it, and then just smoothing over the entire nail with the drill bit to make sure there's no bumps or dents in the nail. Also file along the side walls underneath the nail. You can see the structure really good on these nails. When I turn my hand to the side, you can see the apex. The apex is where you get the strength from for your nails, so you want a decent size apex, but not like a lot of product, just enough. And then you do want some thickness towards the free edge. The nail should get gradually thinner towards the free edge, and the side walls are always the thinnest part of the nail. I will be going in with my cuticle bit just to clean around the cuticle area a little bit before I actually shape them up.
Ringy. Ringy.
So this is a cuticle bit that I'm going to be using to clean around my cuticle area. Sometimes product gets stuck behind there, so it's really good to use a cuticle bit to clean around the cuticle. It gives you that nice seamless look, and as you can see, like a lot of crust is coming up when I'm going around the cuticle area. So I'm using this on 12,000 RPMs because it's really powerful. When I use it on my thumb, I almost like scratched a part of my nail off. So you have to use it on a really low speed because it takes the product down like really fast.
Ringy.
Then to shape up my nails, I'm going to use this 100-180 grit hand file. I'm doing a long square shape, so I'm filing straight along the sides with my hand file, and I kind of just keep alternating sides and filing along the sides until I'm satisfied with the overall width of the nail. But you want to keep your file straight to get that square shape. And then to file the free edge, I hold my file at a slight angle and then file straight across the free edge. It gives you a really nice straight free edge. And sometimes I do file over the surface of the nail with my hand file to also further perfect the shape. Sometimes you don't see, like with the drill, you can further perfect your shape with the hand file, and then I do buff over the surface of the nails to make sure I smooth out any scratches in the nail before I do my nail art or like any rough edges.
Ringy. Ringy.
Okay, moving on to the nail art, I'm going to start by doing the blood splatter nail. So I'm using a little nail brush in this red gel polish from Nail Resrve LA called Red Resrve. I brush it onto my nail brush and dab it off a little bit on my paper towel, and then I just like kind of like dab it on the nail in random spots, and it gives this realistic blood splatter look without making a huge mess, which is what I really like. The reason I dab it off is because if you use too much, then it won't look realistic. Now I'm going to do the design where it says loser, but the S is crossed out to say lover. I actually do end up redoing the L because it was a little bit farther away from the rest of the letters. And this was my first time doing letters like this on my nail, so it was a little bit hard, but it actually came out really good once I fixed the L. I'm using Madam Glam Perfect Black to do this because this black is perfect. It doesn't run anywhere. It stays where you put it. The detail brush I'm using is in the number 3, by the way. It's from Melody Susie.
Ringy.
As you can see, the L is like a little bit too far away, so I am going to remove that with my little cleanup brush and some isopropyl alcohol. I like to use isopropyl alcohol to clean up because it doesn't leave that white film on your nails like acetone. You just want to make sure it's dry before you go ahead and start painting again, because then it's going to smear all over the place because of the alcohol. But yeah, once I made the L a little bit closer, it looked really good, and then I went ahead and cured that. Now I'm going to use that same red gel polish to make the V over the S to make it say lover instead of loser. So you basically just want to make a V shape and then go ahead and cure. And I'm gonna paint this entire nail with Madam Glam Perfect Black. I'm going in with one coat because, as you can see, it's really pigmented. And I decided to make this a French nail at last minute. I wanted to make it look like Georgie's raincoat, so I'm using this yellow shade from Nail Resrve LA called Spicy Sahara. So I'm turning this into Georgie's raincoat and a French nail, which it works out fine because the nail bed area was already a nude shade. So to do the French, I kind of outline how I want the smile line, fill in the tip with the polish brush out of the bottle, then go back in with my detail brush. After the nail's cured, I'm going to go ahead and add some details to the raincoat. So I'm going to make a line going straight down the middle with Madam Glam Perfect Black. And then I'm going to use a dotting tool to make little buttons for the raincoat with this white shade from Madam Glam called Bold White. I'm also going to add some blood splatter to this nail, so I'm using that same little nail brush and brushing the red over it and then just dabbing it on my paper towel. But as you can see, it was covering up some of the buttons on the raincoat, so I am going to be using a little bit of isopropyl alcohol on my cleanup brush to kind of like dab it away so that you could see the buttons better. I'm going to go over this button with a little bit more white to bring it back out before I go ahead and cure. Now I'm going to go ahead and use this 3D gel to go ahead and make the balloon on the black nail. So you basically want to take a little cuticle pusher and scoop out some gel and kind of roll it between your fingers. You might want to use gloves doing this. I don't use gloves because I don't want to, but it is recommended that you use gloves when touching nail products. So you just want to kind of like roll it between your fingers into a shape of a ball and then kind of just form it into the shape of a balloon on your nail, I just kind of use my fingers. It's really easy. Then I take a silicone tool to make the bottom of the balloon. You just kind of like take it in a little bit at the bottom to make it look more realistic like a balloon. And sorry, I was going a little bit out of focus here. After I cure the 3D balloon, I'm going to go ahead and paint over it with that same red gel polish from Nail Resrve. I use my detail brush to get the really tight corners, and I know I did get some on the nail, but I am going to go ahead and clean that up. So I'm going to go in with 2 coats actually, because as you can see, 1 coat is pretty streaky. It was a little bit hard to even out the color on such a small area, but I'm using the detail brush to just go around and get the edges.
Greeny.
Next, I'm going to go ahead and write the words "You'll Float Too" from the movie, and I'm using that shade Bold White from Madam Glam. I'm doing 1 word at a time because this was really hard. I can't tell you how many times I redid this. Normally I don't do nail art like that, so I redid this part like 100 times. I almost gave up, but I'm glad I didn't, because it actually ended up turning out good once I actually relaxed and stopped shaking like crazy when I was trying to paint it. I'm doing this in all lowercase because it fits better on the balloon.
Greeny. Greeny.
Okay, now that that's done, I'm gonna go ahead and paint the string for the balloon and also add some blood splatter to this nail. And I'm also going to add a little 4-point star to this nail. So it's really easy. You just use a dotting tool to make a dot, make a line running through the dot horizontally and vertically, and kind of just like connect it a little bit in the middle to form the shape of a 4-point star, kind of like fill it in so it looks more realistic, not just like a dot there. Before I go ahead and paint the Hello Kitty, I'm going to top coat all of these nails so that they don't get messed up. I did add a little knife nail charm to the nail that I did Georgie's raincoat on, but I wasn't recording. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and start painting the Pennywise Hello Kitty. For the head, I make a T shape, connect it around and fill it in, and just kind of further perfect the shape as I'm filling it in. To draw the ears, I make 2 triangular shapes on the side of the head, but I round off the edge because her ears aren't really triangular shaped. They kind of round off at the edges. I'm going to use this burnt orange shade from Madame Glam called Mi Taco S Mi Taco, and I'm going to use that to draw the hair first. I'm going to be outlining everything in black afterwards. To do the eyes, I'm going to be using Madam Glam Perfect Black. I kind of go from the inner corner of the ear and down. That's the best way you can kind of map out where to do the eyes, and you're going to make kind of like a long oval shape for the eyes. And I'm going to be using the red to draw the nose, since it's supposed to look like a clown nose. I was referencing this picture of Pennywise Hello Kitty.
Greeny.
To make the bow, I use a dotting tool to make the center and then just draw the rest of it with my detail brush. Now I'm going to go ahead and outline the entire head with Madam Glam Perfect Black. I use the tip of my brush to get thinner lines, and I did actually draw the whiskers as well, and also the little red like slits going through the eye, but my memory card got full on my camera, so I didn't catch the footage of that. But it's super easy anyway, it's just like lines.
Greeny.
Next, I'm going to go ahead and do the outline of the outfit and then add the details afterwards. So I'm using this stone shade from Madam Glam. It's called The Truth. This is like the exact color to match the outfit. I didn't think I honestly had a color like that, but I went digging and I did. So yeah, I'm just kind of like doing the outline of how I want the outfit to be, and then like I said, adding the details afterwards. So the top of the outfit is like a little ruffly piece, and the rest of it is like a little dress that kind of flares out at the bottom. The sleeves also flare out, and then there's little pants.
Greeny.
Okay, now I'm going to outline the entire outfit with Madam Glam Perfect Black and then add the details to the front of the little dress part. So I'm outlining the ruffly part right now. You kind of want to go in the shape of a ruffle to bring the ruffles out. I am going to cure that part first so it doesn't like smear into the rest of the outline. And now I'm going to outline the entire dress and draw like the little shoes.
Winnie. Winnie.
I'm going to use a dotting tool to make the red buttons on the dress and the shoes how it is in the photo, and I didn't like this one, so I'm just taking it off. And there's also 2 red stripes running horizontally on the dress, so I'm going to go ahead and paint those. Once again, my memory card got full, so I wasn't able to record the part where I drew the details on the dress. But this is a part where I'm going over all of the lines that I did draw, so you can kind of see how I did it anyway, because they were a little bit light. So I'm kind of just retracing over all of the lines to bring everything out more. There's stripes running through the dress, so I'm just kind of like going over those and then outlining the little buttons.
Winnie. Winnie.
Last, I'm going to paint the hands with the white and also the little red stripes that are on the sleeves, because in the photo there's some red stripes on the sleeves. After that, I'm going to go back in with Madam Glam Perfect Black and just kind of like retrace over the ruffly part and some of my lines just to further perfect everything.
Winnie.
To finish up, I'm gonna go ahead and top coat this nail and cure, and that is it for this set. Hope you guys liked this set. I worked really hard on it. I had to keep stopping and uploading the videos onto my computer just to keep filming because it was taking up a lot of space on my memory card. So yeah, I hope you guys like it. Let me know what you think of it in the comments. If you're new, don't forget to subscribe before you leave and hit the bell so you get notified when I upload videos every week. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram and TikTok. I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye. Love you guys.